This is pretty much what I brought with me on my Appalachian Trail Thru Hike in 2022. It's not ultralight, it's light at 13.4 pounds, but anything that's considered ultralight is base weight at under 10 pounds. So not ultralight. What I want to do is have a look at my gear and see what it is that I could take away without it affecting my personal comfort and make this ultralight gear. So let's have a look. Just before we are going into what it is that's in my pack, I do want to talk about what it is that I am wearing on my body, just because it is extra weight, and also sometimes people are wondering what about the other things. So I do have a fleece hoodie, which is from Sky Goat, a regular t-shirt, some Amazon pair of leggings that are fleece lined, and Sprints hat. I do wear the Injinji toe socks, some Darn Tough socks on top of that, and I do put the P-Rad onto my fanny pack and not onto my backpack. And something else that I carry are my trekking poles. So again, I don't have them on my pack. Alright, so this is pretty much all of the gear that I carry on my back that's considered base weight. Starting out with my backpack, which is the Hyperlight Windrider 3400, a awesome ultralight backpack. I did carry with me some washing gloves, or wash gloves, because I thought I could use them when it gets cold or wet outside, but I mostly use these for cleaning up my tent. I have a rain kilt, a rain jacket, so when I said I pretty much carried the same stuff, the rain jacket has changed. I had a different rain jacket and this one is about half the weight, so my base weight was even heavier on the Appalachian Trail. I have some wind pants, they're also called ballet pants, and I use them as wind pants, as well as to keep myself warm at night. Then we have the Nightcore 20,000 mAh. We have the Nightcore headlamp, a wall charger, some cables that help. So this one is for the headlamp, and then this one is for my actual battery bank, a really long charging cable for my phone. I have the Enlightened Equipment Torrid jacket, a buff, a head net, a kind of like a dry sack, a sun shirt that I never used. I don't know if I said socks already, but socks. My shorts for the summer, my Summit Reactor sleeping bag liner, some sleeping pants, my Z-Packs duplex tent, my Enlightened Equipment quilt. I have some Crocs. I have a sleeping pad, which is the Neo Air Thermarest X-Lite, I think, women's. A umbrella, the filter with a dirty bottle, my Z-Pack spare bag, bare hang with a string, a spoon, and we're going on to a really big toothpaste, mainly because I don't like any toothpaste with fluoride, so this one comes without fluoride. My retainer, I bring a brush, which also has a mirror inside, a toothbrush, the bag that I keep all of my Diddy, so it's pretty much the Diddy bag, my pot, it's a 650 milliliter pot. There's a little piece of buff that I use to wrap my stove with just a Snow Peak, one regular size lighter, the lid for the pot, some Body Glide, some wet wipes, some earplugs, a hair tie, a tick remover, some water purifiers, band-aids, some O-rings for my water filter connection, an extra cap. I do have some repair tapes. This is Tenacious tape, this is KT tape, and then this is for my Dyneema tent, some Neosporin, an extra light low towel, and a full-on Leukotape roll. And I think that's pretty much it on what I carry on my hike. All right, so let's have a look at some of the gear that I think that I can remove to make me pretty close to 10 pounds. Now I do want to pre-state here that I do carry things that ultralight people would tell me that I really don't need, and I understand that. The whole goal about this video is for me to see if I can make this ultralight for myself with the things that I do feel that I need and without it affecting my personal comfort. I have to be honest, making this ultralight is probably gonna get me down to my personal bare minimum. This might not be somebody else's bare minimum, but for me, it's gonna be pretty close to feeling comfortable, but not dandy, if that makes sense. So I'm ready. Let's see if we can make this happen. I think it goes without saying that the first thing that I think I'm gonna remove are the dishwashing gloves. Like I said, I tried to take these with me in order to protect me from water, so I ended up using these to clean my tent. And I really enjoyed having these to clean my tent, but if you really think about it, you don't really need them. And so these are the first things to go. Let's have a look at how much these things weigh. The second thing that I'm going to take away is my sleeping bag liner. Taking away my sleeping bag liner is a serious decision because I really enjoyed having this and it let me feel extra secure knowing that I'm going to be warm in cold nights. But I have figured out another way to stay warm without needing a sleeping bag liner. And that is to use my wind pants or my ballet pants instead. And they keep me extremely warm at night. And if I wear my puffy as well as my fleece, I'm pretty much as cozy as can be. The other two things that I'm gonna take away are my extra dry bag as well as this face net. You don't really need it. I mean, there were like 2 days or so that I used the face net, but you really don't need them. Third thing I'm going to take away is the umbrella. Honestly, I used the umbrella not very much when I was hiking the IT. I mostly either hiked in the rain or just used my horrible rain jacket, and I have a much better rain jacket now, so gotta take away the umbrella. Next up is my sun shirt. I think the sun shirt is one of the reasons why my trail family made fun of me because I literally never wore this, ever. But I carried it with me the entire Appalachian Trail. I did use it for like a pillow at night, so I kind of was like, oh, I really, really need it, but I don't need this sun shirt for the Appalachian Trail at all, and especially if I never used it while hiking. Next is gonna be my third pair of socks. I use this at night to change out socks, but when it comes to being ultralight, you really don't need these. You can just take either your other socks off or you can sleep in your socks. You don't really need them. I really do love my rain kilt from Z-Packs, but again, you don't really need a rain kilt to survive and be ultralight on the Appalachian Trail. Next up are my sleeping thermal pants. I don't really need them to be ultralight. I do have my leggings that are fleece lined, so having these is just an extra set of comfort to be clean, but again, you don't really need it. You can just wear your hiking pants and they'll keep you pretty warm as well. Next up is this power bank. It's a 20,000 hour, I don't know what they call it, 20,000 mAh. And, you know, unless you're a vlogger or unless you really need a lot of power on the AT, you don't really need this because you are able to recharge any other power bank, you know, at a town any 2 to 3 days. So I'm going to replace it with my Anchor 10,000. So the Nightcore weighs 9.14 ounces, and we're replacing that with the Anchor, which gets us to 5.95. Looking at some of my things in the ditty bag, I don't know, I'm not going to get rid of this just because I don't really like fluoride toothpaste, and it's not really heavy, I'm keeping it. The thing that I really wouldn't need is the wet ones, so I'm gonna toss those. I also don't really need a full-on Leuco tape. I could take a few pieces and put them on some wax paper, and then that would be really the end of it. Additionally, I don't really think I need Neosporin, to be honest, because it's not really that necessary. I used it like once or twice. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is a toenail clipper, but definitely want to keep that one, just because when you get like nails that are like broken, it's just not fun. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave these wet ones in here just to represent the cut pieces of Leuco tape that I will have in my backpack. Having removed most of the things that I would be willing to remove without it affecting my personal comfort, there's one more thing that's left, and these are the Crocs. Now my Crocs are the hardest piece of gear for me to get rid of, only because I really enjoy having camp shoes. They also are really good for water crossings, and overall, they're a super sense of comfort. I don't enjoy carrying them, not necessarily for the weight, but for the bulkiness. They're a little bit annoying to have on your backpack, but overall I really enjoy having them. So getting rid of them is hard, but I don't really need them. And I know this from having done the AT. I don't need them. These are not essential for me to survive on the AT. These are just for me to be like super comfortable. So they gotta go. And they come in at a 9.24 ounces. Or 2.1. 9.17, come on. So there you have it. This is my new weight. It's kind of light. Trying to balance it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, so now comes the question. Did I make it ultralight? I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. What? No way. Let's try that again. Just under. All right, so I was able to make it ultralight. Amazing. I do want to say that my scale does fluctuate a little bit, so I'm thinking it's right at 10 pounds, even though it does say it's under 10 pounds. But hey, this is what I wanted to do, and I wanted to do it without it affecting my personal comfort, and I'm happy that I was able to do that. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. And just so you know, I do post hiking and backpacking related videos once a week. So if that's your kind of thing, do subscribe, smash the notification button, as many say, as well as maybe you want to click the like button. That way it helps me with the famous YouTube algorithm. I see you next time. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.